because we're going to talk about exercising. So I want to teach you 4 really, really simple movements you can do every single day that are going to transform how you feel because they will lower your glucose spikes. Now it's up to you if you want to do all 4 or if you want to choose one. Let's start with 1, okay? Pick 1 and then you can build up. So pick today 1 exercise in this episode that you can do every single day starting today. First things first, let's have a little quick look at what actually happens when we move our muscles. So anytime I move a muscle, whether I'm doing this or I'm doing a squat or I'm doing whatever, here's what's going on. Your muscle, here's an example of a muscle. Your muscle contracts. This is what creates the movement. And in order to contract, it is your little factories inside your cells, your mitochondria, that transform things, notably glucose, into energy to fuel your muscles. So muscles have a ton of mitochondria in them who are creating energy for them. The harder your muscle is contracting, the more energy it needs. The longer your muscle is contracting, the more energy it needs. And your mitochondria, to create energy, one of the places they will look for the building blocks is in your bloodstream. Your mitochondria will look for glucose or blood sugar in your bloodstream to convert into energy to fuel your working muscles. And we can use this to our advantage. Easy. 4 very simple exercises that are going to enable your mitochondria to use glucose from your bloodstream to fuel your muscles. And as a result, they will reduce the glucose spike of a meal. If we eat too many carbs, so too many starches and sugars, that's going to create a big glucose spike in our body. Now, these spikes have damaging consequences. We want to reduce them. So reducing our glucose spikes is really key to feeling our best today and also to help our body prevent long-term chronic diseases. So if after you've eaten something high in carbs and sugars, after you've eaten something that would create a glucose spike, if you get in there and before that food has time to create a glucose spike, you activate your muscles will grab some of the glucose from that meal, thanks to your mitochondria, and they will turn it into energy to contract instead of letting all that excess glucose create a damaging glucose spike in your body. So the first exercise I want to talk about is called the soleus push-up or the calf raise. So imagine you're at your desk, you're at work, you're at school, wherever, you've eaten something really high in carbs. Here is the easiest and most discreet way you can lower the glucose spike of that meal. You will simply put your feet on the ground like this and then just go up and down, okay? For 5, 10 minutes. Now, why is this helpful? Because your calves, my dears, contain a muscle called the soleus muscle. The soleus muscle has been shown in studies to be extra good at soaking up glucose in the bloodstream after we eat. We do calf push-ups, calf raises for 5 hours. Okay, that's too much. But what they found was that doing 5 hours of calf raises reduced by 52% the post-meal glucose spike. You want to do this within like 90 minutes of the end of eating your meal because 90 minutes is about when your glucose levels will peak after eating. Now let's talk about a tried and tested, very simple exercise that I'm sure that you have probably done before. The exercise is called walking. So walking after eating is a very, very easy way to reduce the glucose spike of a meal. How much walking are we talking? 10 minutes is enough. Here, it significantly reduces the glucose spike of that meal. So within an hour and a half after eating, grab a